Hi dear viewers and subscribers, welcome back to Cogent English.
Today I have a video on HSA English and from the poetry, from part B poetry, and one of the beautiful poems from English literature, Ulysses. Okay, so in this video I'm gonna discuss and analyze the poem in detail. Alright.
Ulysses by Alfred Tennyson. The central idea of this poem: Ulysses wants to continue a challenging and adventure life instead of staying stable to death. And let us check it out, the structure and form of the beautiful poem Ulysses. It is written in a dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue means the entire poem is spoken by a single character whose identity is revealed by his own words. It is written in a blank verse or unrhymed iambic pentameter, which serves to impart a fluid and natural quality to speech. Use of enjambment: a thought does not end with the line break. The sentences often ends in the middle rather than the end of the lines. The poem is divided into 4 paragraph-like sections, each of which comprises a distinct thematic unit of the poem. Okay, here is the picture of Ulysses. Okay, Odysseus or Ulysses is the hero of Homer's epic poem, the Odyssey. Okay, Odysseus is the Greek name and Ulysses is the Latin name. And he is the king of Ithaca, husband of Penelope, father of Telemachus. So Telemachus has a very important role in the poetry. Okay, and he took 10 years to get home from the Trojan War. I hope you all heard about the Trojan War and the Helen of Sparta. There are many stories, mythological stories related to the great Greek tragedy, the Trojan War. And Ulysses is also a great adventurer known for his cunning and resourcefulness. Okay, in Tennyson's poem about Ulysses, the hero is on the island of Ithaca. In retirement, Ulysses contemplates means he thought something, he's thinking one final voyage. It is written in the first person point of view and it's a dramatic monologue, and Ulysses is speaking throughout the poem. In the first section, Ulysses reflects on his life. So hit the first line: "It little promised that an idle king by the still hearth among these barren crags." So here Ulysses talking about himself. The idle king is referring here Ulysses. After the great Trojan War, he is going to be settled as the king. So he doesn't like such kind of activities actually. And still hearth and suggests lack of action, simply sitting there and ruling. Okay, and among these barren crags. Okay, so match with an aged wife. Okay, he's old now. That is very clearly mentioned here. Match with his old wife, aged wife, and a metan doll, and giving command unequal laws to the savage race and to his islanders. Islanders means for the people, and that hold and sleep and feed and know not to me. So simply sleeping. So simply sleeping and feeding and no, not me. That they don't recognize his achievements. He was such a great warrior. In the second section, Ulysses looks back. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. So he was talking about his great activities and the great suffering. Something he suffered greatly, and he enjoyed the success greatly. And the repetition of greatly here repeated for emphasize, Ulysses is a man of extreme both. Okay, even on shore and on sea. At sea, and when through scudding drifts the rainy heights, vexed the dim sea. And it's all about discussing about his skills and the courage. The epic language emphasizes here the scale of what he has done, both on shore and on sea. Ulysses thinks about the exciting times from his life. I am become a name for always roaming. Much have I seen and known. So here, Ulysses just thinking about his activities and all in the past events, and he was very well known for his traveling. And much have I seen and known. He has seen a lot of things, and he has explored many things. And cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments, all these things are mentioning as cities of men, different people, different country. He visited many countries, different people, and different manners, climates, and that means he just visited many part of the world, and councils, governments, all is about. So it is these times that he remembers, where he was honored, and he enjoyed war, drunk and delight of battle with my peers, far on the ringing plains of windy Troy. So it's all about, Ulysses thinks about the exciting time for his life when he was young. Next, Ulysses' past experience makes him want more adventure. As you can see in the picture, he had a wonderful time in the past. An experience is an arch where through gleams that untraveled world. Oh, what a beautiful line here. So, experience is like an arch where through gleams that untraveled world. So, here the poem, the author, the poet is mentioning that we have to explore something that we are unaware of. We can travel. It's like an arch, and how dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rest unburnished, not to shine in use, unpolished. So comparing himself to a sword, okay, very beautiful one. This line also extremely good. How dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rest unburnished, not to shine in use. And the next part, Ulysses knows that he has not much time left to follow knowledge like a sinking star beyond the utmost bound of human thought. So he wants to acquire knowledge, experience, like a sinking star. Here links the idea of travel and knowledge, the journey which no one has yet traveled. So he wanted to explore new things in his life. The next section, he says he will leave his kingdom to his son Telemachus, well loved of me. Telemachus has the job of civilizing the people of Ithaca, to make mild and rugged people, and through soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. He works his work, I mind. Ulysses wants no part of this. Okay, here in this stanza, Ulysses planning to go and leave the kingdom, and giving all the responsibilities to his son Telemachus, and he is well versed in the civilizing the people. And Ulysses gets set for his last voyage. There gloom the dark broad seas. How does this line make the voyage seem dangerous? He speaks to his mariners like, you and I are old, not unbecoming men that strive with gods. Some work of noble note may yet be done. So here he knows that the death is very close, but before it arrives, they have to explore a lot. And he sees himself and his men are really heroes. So they are going to do another history, and they are going to accomplish a great voyage. And he's ready to leave last. It is not too late to seek a newer world, to sail beyond the sunset and the back of the western stars until I die, to the edge of the known world, beyond the straits of Gibraltar. He has no desire to return from his voyage. Ulysses thinks of paradise. It may be we shall touch the happy isle and see the great Achilles, whom we knew, the companion of Ulysses at Troy. About the need of going forward and braving the struggle of life. Tennyson was 24 when he wrote this poem, shortly after the death of his friend Arthur Hallam. Perhaps he wanted to be reunited with him, actually, from the heaven. Ulysses wanted to reunite with the great Achilles from the heaven. In the final section, Ulysses realizes that he is old, but he still wants to live life. Though much is taken, much abides, we are not now that strength. So most of his life is over and very few remains. And he is realistic about his limitations. We are not now that strength, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Okay, the very famous line, the last two lines, very famous line, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Is Ulysses trying to motivate himself for the journey? Here, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Okay, never ever I will not give up my determination, my destination, whatever it is. So, such a beautiful, powerful message, and the poem is giving. So, here is all about the poem. So, we will see you again with a beautiful poem. Thank you.